Hello and welcome back to ESC Fan TV. We're having a great time here. First of all, thank you everyone for 5,000 subscribers. We're having so much fun here on ESC Fan TV. We're doing so many great things and we're so thankful that you are all following us. Now, today we are lucky enough to have one of the participants of Dansk Melodi Grand Prix with us. It is Sander Sanchez. Hello!
Hello, guys.
Staring at the screens, staring at the screens, staring at the screens.
How are you today?
I'm amazing. I've been rehearsing and I've done some styling and stuff. So yeah, it's been an amazing day.
How are the rehearsals going so far?
Well, good. It's a really big stage this year, so obviously you have a lot of movement to do in order to like fill out the stage, of course. So yeah, it's been tough, but it's really cool.
That sounds really great. So the song that you will be performing is called Screens. Could you just maybe tell us quickly what it's about?
So the song "Screens" is written by Liam Craig, Jonas Sander, and Christopher Wardley, and it's basically about how loneliness and isolation can be like a cause of maybe people spending too much time on social media, on the phone, on computers and stuff. Like that kind of thing can kind of like isolate you from the world. So this song's trying to tell people to burst that bubble and like beware of what you're missing out behind the screens.
Yes, and it might be a bit of a redundant question, but I'm gonna ask anyway. Why do you think that this is an important message to get across, maybe especially to the young viewers watching Melodi Grand Prix this year?
Well, I think it's very relevant for the society nowadays because obviously we are more connected than ever right now with social media and internet and whatnot. But kind of, we're also kind of like disconnected in a way. So I think it's very important that we also like when we communicate with strangers or if we're walking on the street, that we like are more connected to each other and like are willing to look into each other's eyes and be aware of each other as well.
That sounds really good. I think that's a really great message. So how did you get started making music? Because I'm sure this is something you've done for a long time.
Oh, I've been at it for, I don't even know, maybe ever since I could speak, I think. I've done musicals. I've been in a big band for several years. I've been performing with my own music. Done festivals as well. Aarhus Festu, Culture Night in Copenhagen. And just, I don't know, ever since I could play and sing, you could find me in my room every day in front of my piano, singing and writing music, or locked to the radio, just like memorizing all the songs and finding them on YouTube after and stuff like that. Yeah. So I don't know. I've just always had this humongous love for music.
Hmm. And like you said, you've performed on many different stages, festivals, and stuff like that. What is all these like different stages, different audiences? What has that taught you in like about yourself, but also about your music?
Well, it's taught me that that this is like performing is just it's a crazy thing because you can really deliver something like a message to the viewers or whoever is listening. So it really depends on what kind of like message you're trying to like put out there. If it's when I played funk music, for example, it was like the party and like the energy you wanted to communicate out to the people. And if it was like me and my piano, doing like a concert thing, it was more about the lyrics and the message behind like the music that really meant something and that I really wanted people to receive and understand so that people could like reflect on stuff and reflect on emotions that I have like experienced or want to like explore and want people to explore as well.
Yeah, that sounds really good, and you must have connected with some because your song took part in the radio semifinals that we had this year. You took part in the Northern Duel, I believe it was.
Yes, the northern region.
Yes, and you managed to go all the way. What was it like when you find out that you were going to be in the finals?
Oh, it was crazy. It was very nerve-wracking. Like I think, okay, so I think this made me more nervous than I've ever been. Like walking up on stage. So they told me to be at a specific place at a specific time, and that I was like waiting for a phone call. So I was like at home here. I was like smelling a lot because I didn't shower and I went out the day before, and yeah, so I didn't like I didn't think they would come at my door and be knocking on it. So when somebody knocked on my door, I thought it was my friend, because we had like a hangout kind of dates. And then when I opened the door, they were like there with a mic in my face and a camera, and I was like, "Oh shit, hi!" And they're like, "Hey, you won. Is there something you want to tell to Denmark? You're live right now." And I was like, "What are you doing? That's so crazy." Just like a relief as well, but also they're confirming that people like voted for me as well. So I was so humbled and so glad. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, welcome to the showbiz world. I guess you always have to be like dressed and be ready for whenever a interviewer can just be at your door. Did
Yeah,
you
exactly.
did you expect that you would go through, or were you just happy to take part in the semifinals?
Okay, so obviously I really wanted it, and I fought for it, I think. I didn't expected it because I'm kind of like the guy who like takes it one step at a time. So yeah, I don't know. I kind of I kind of like thought I would make it to the finals. But I didn't want to like put any things in my head that could like make me disappointed. So that I knew that in the end I would always like just be happy of what I've achieved so far, even just being in semifinals as well.
Yeah. Well, first of all, congratulations for getting all the way through. Now you're going to be performing on that big stage, like you said. It's going to be a bit of a different Grand Prix this year, obviously, with like, the band and orchestra coming back. How has it been like rehearsing with them?
Oh, it's amazing. Like I enjoy performing live as well so much. And I really think when you're like playing with a band and you're playing with an orchestra, you can really like hear you can hear like a sort of what do you call like a community in the music. Something you can't hear when it's just like a backing track. Like there's like a lot like it's live, but I think it's very alive as well. The music when you play with other people. Yeah.
So it's like a full experience. It's not just like you're all part of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, of course, don't spoil too much, but can you tell us a little bit about what we can expect from your stage show in Royal Arena?
Okay, so of course I can tell you guys a little about it. Okay, so it's gonna be like a different take. Obviously, it's connected to the lyrics and the song as well. But it's gonna be like an abstract take on it. It's not gonna be like a lot of weird stuff going on where you're like, oh, that's obvious. But it's also gonna be like a story, a very relevant story, and then um, like it's a journey as well. So it has like a beginning and an ending to this story as well.
That sounds really interesting. Now, I also just want to touch on because I've noticed, looking at your social medias that you seem to be a big part of like the LGBT community as well. Would you say that you're kind of like, like representing the LGBT community on stage, and what does it mean for you to like represent this community on like primetime television? This is so many Danish people will be in front of their TV, of course, watching this show live.
Yeah. Well, I think it's very obvious what I'm into, but of course I kind of think that I'm representing some people, but I don't want to like be like saying that I am like a representing like that I'm representing these people, um, even though I might be a bit. Of course, I think it's important that I'm not expecting people to support me just for that reason, or for people in my community to be supporting me just because I'm homosexual. But I really wanna like get the right image out there. I don't want to be I don't want to be giving people the wrong idea as well of who I am or whomever like could be in the community as well, because like I'm very different from other people, but I'm also like the same. Yeah, kind of like I don't know. I want to be representing me, but I want to like
Hmm.
reflect um, all the right things in my community and through me.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. But do you think that people could, look at you and be like, okay, so someone with maybe a bit of a different style than what you normally see in a family show can do this? Do you think it could inspire others to maybe like, show their true style more and get out there and do the things that they want to with their music?
Yeah. Okay. So, putting my sexuality aside, what I think is very important, that I'm noticing a lot of people are afraid of. I think it's very important that you are able to reflect your personality and who you are, and like just what the colors you have inside through your like your style. I think it's important that when people look at you, that they kind of like get an idea of your personality and who you are. And that could be like for everybody, like straight, whatever you are. I think it's important that you show yourself. So that's why I'm very like my style is very expressive and colorful and neon and la la la. But that's only because I want people to know me, just like looking at me first. Like, yeah, I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I think that's what you're trying to tell is that everyone shouldn't be afraid, to be a certain way because it is what makes us stand out. Is that we are all different. We should all embrace that.
Yeah, and embrace what you have inside. So I think, yeah, I think it's a very important message that you should not be afraid of expressing what, yeah, your personality, whomever you are, and whatever sexuality you are.
Yeah, that sounds really good. So finally, I would just like to ask, like, what are you most excited about, taking part in the show, and what do you think that you'll be taking away the most from this experience?
Oof, what am I most excited about? Well, I've never performed in front of like 17,000 people and whomever is like watching. So I think that makes me very excited. Also, it's just gonna be a big party, I guess, like a big celebration. It's culture here in Denmark, and like so, like of course it's a thing that happens every year, but it's a very integrated thing in our community, like in Denmark in total, so and in Europe as well. So I just think being a part of that party and that thing, that like phenomenon is just like it's just what excites me the most. Yeah.
Hmm. And what do you want to say to your international fans? Because I know we've been reviewing the Danish songs here on ESC Fan TV. We've got a lot of love for your song, both from our panelists and our commenters. I know that Gustav, one of our regular panelists, when he found out I was going to do the interview, he said, "Remember to say hi and wish him the best of luck from me." So, what do you want to say to your international fans who will be watching?
Well, thank you for listening to my song. And thank you for like the support. It's been amazing. People have been writing the most like loving stuff to me. So that's just like that means the world. Also, I kind of like want to give an advice that I've been like telling other people. So whatever you do, whatever you want to do, it's better to regret doing things than regret not doing things. That's what I think is important. So just go for it and live your lives. And yeah, just remember to be together and look into each other's eyes and be aware of the world as well.
I can get behind that. I think that's very good advice. If people want to follow you on your journey, where can they find you on like social media and stuff?
So I have an Instagram as well, Sander Sanchez. And yeah, I don't think I have like other social media platforms at the moment, but I bet I'll be making a Facebook site anytime, like it's like maybe after the show. I think would be appropriate. So yeah, just look out for me. I'm gonna come for the world. I promise.
We will be very excited to follow your journey, that's for sure. Well, thank you so much for speaking to us today. It was lovely that you took your time to talk to us.
Of course. And thank you for having me.
Thank you for today. Bye bye.